Hey sis, it's time. It is time to get that mom belly snatched. This video is for the mama out there. It really don't matter how many kids you have had at this point. It doesn't matter how many years between them you have had them. You can get your mom belly in order and you can get your waist snatched without surgery, gimmicks, or anything like that, to do this naturally. That's what we're gonna be talking about in this video. I have 2 children right now. I have a 9-year-old and a 2.5-year-old, and I really worked to heal my diastasis recti, my mom belly, even with my children being 6 years apart. I at one point considered a tummy tuck, but I never really wanted to do it just because I didn't want to go through surgery. I didn't want to pay the money. I didn't want to deal with that pain. I didn't want to have that scar. And I really believe in just being healthy and being nutritious, but there was just times where I just felt like this belly is not going anywhere, because when your belly is stretched like that, it's literally your abdominal muscles stretched out. So it doesn't matter how small you get, it's always going to look like you have a little bun in the oven. It just won't go away because you're not targeting the right thing. You actually have to target the muscles to be able to get that belly flat, and you can't do that. It was 6.5 years between my daughter and my son, and my belly really started coming together. I know it wasn't just my eyes. I know it wasn't just the weight I was losing, because there's a test that you can do. Lay on your back and then put your fingers in between to like kind of feel the spaces between your muscles to feel how big your gap is. I had a 4-finger gap. That means like from here to here, that's how big my abs were separated, and I got it down to a 2 and then to a 1. So when those muscles come together, that's how you know for sure that this is not something that's just happening by chance. It's the actual work that you're putting in to get your belly in line, to get your waist snatched. Okay, so that's what we're talking about today in this 4th video of my weight loss transformation series. So the first thing that we're going to focus on once we decide that we are serious is fine-tuning our nutrition. This doesn't have to be a lot. The main thing you really have to do is focus on adding more in. You're going to need more vegetables and more fruits. The vitamins and minerals that you receive from the fruits and vegetables are really going to support your skin and your muscles, because your body is really going to have to go through a process where it's pulling back in and things are coming back together. So your diastasis recti, or your mom pooch, is basically what you could imagine as a rubber band stretched out really far, and then when the rubber band comes back together, it's not as tight as it was before, and it has little wriggles and lines and stuff in it. So those muscles actually have to go through a restorative process, and they need to be repaired. So in order to support your body in being able to get there, you need to give your body what it needs. So that's going to be fruits, vegetables, and it'll be really helpful to make sure that you're taking in a little extra protein too. Now, if you watch any of my previous videos, y'all know that I don't count macros. I just look and I just pay attention to them. So when I go about my day and I'm eating, I'm not counting how many proteins is in a certain thing. I would just, if I have a smoothie, I'm more intentional about making sure I have my smoothies more often, and that I add protein powder in it to support my body, because you can do all the other things that I'm going to be mentioning in this video for you to do, but if you're not putting in the proper fuel and giving your body the tools that it needs to be able to do the repair, it's just not going to work as fast or effectively. We're also going to need to be more in tune with our body and have just more body awareness. When I was learning about this, learning how to fix my mom bod and I really got serious about getting it together, there was a lot that I learned about how the body basically connects and functions together, and what I was doing with my body. So once I started learning about diastasis recti, that it was actually a real thing and that I had it, I started doing research and seeing that not only did so many other women have it, because some women don't deal with this, but that the ones that did, there were so many of them that have actually overcome it and healed from this. So when I saw that, it gave me motivation that, hey, like if they did this, I can do it too. And so in my research, there were a few different things that I found that I realized, and that really connects to the body awareness. You have to be aware of your body posture and the way that you do things. So for example, if you find yourself just standing somewhere and you have your butt cheeks clenched together, that means that you're using your butt muscles to compensate for your weak abdominal muscles. And we really need to strengthen our abdominal muscles. So you have to be aware of your body, and when you feel your body clenched up, like your shoulders clenched and your butt cheeks clenched, you have to let that go and then breathe in and then tighten your stomach. The other parts of your body are taking over because your abs are not strong enough. So you got to start training your body to use your core, which is what it's supposed to be used for, to support you. Also, other things that you're doing, just daily living things or your daily way of life, the way you walk. If you walk kind of in a lazy way, which a lot of us do, but I don't think we realize that we're doing that. You just start walking and just moving your body like everything is loose. That's not going to help you. You really need to start training your body to put all of that strength and balance back onto your core. So what you'll need to do is tighten your core when you're doing things, when you're going for a walk, or if you're just walking anywhere. You know, you might catch yourself just being limp when you're brushing your teeth. Tighten your stomach when you brush your teeth. When you're sweeping, mopping, doing housework, anything like that is a very crucial time for you to engage your core. Because when you engage your core like that, you're training your body that, oh, these are the muscles that we use to support our body. And the more you do it, the more you get used to it, so you won't have to like consciously do it, and your body will just automatically do it. And so this used to trip me up, because I learned when I was younger, like in high school, college, and PE class, that when you engage your core, you basically tighten your core to a point where you feel like you're about to get punched in the stomach. But that's so incorrect. That's actually not what you want to do. You want to take a deep breath through your nose, blow it out your mouth, and as you blow it out your mouth, you will feel your stomach tighten it, and it burns. Like it burns right now. So that's what you want to feel, and you hold that as you're sweeping the floor, as you're picking something up off the ground, as you're going for a walk. It is going to be painful, so over time you'll get stronger and you'll be able to hold this longer. But you got to start out by doing that so that your body can work together all around, because the exercises will help, but it's not about the exercises alone. You basically going through a process of retraining your whole body. Your body has not only carried beautiful, blessed babies, but after you birth those babies, your body is not what it was before. It's really weak. And so you really have to put in work over time, even minimal things like this that seem trivial, to strengthen your body. These are things that I was doing to gear my body up and get myself ready to really see actual results. I was doing the exercises too, which I'm going to get to in a second, but first I want to mention this, which is a waist trainer. I wore a waist trainer, and I have never been one to believe in waist trainers because I thought they were a gimmick, a waste of time, and I thought it was just a way to cinch your waist just for you to look a certain way for a certain time, and then your waist would re-expand after you took it off. I think it can be that depending on how you use it, but if you use a waist trainer with intention, it will support your muscles coming back together and you totally healing your mom belly. Definitely just get one whatever works for you. So I got the one that had the bones in the back, like a nice stern structure with metal clips. I wanted to get one that could move with me as I was working on this, because your waist is going to get smaller, so your belly is going to get smaller, and if you're losing weight too, you're going to get smaller. So you're going to want to get one that will shrink with you, basically. And this is important because it'll really help you and support you and keeping your core tight. Like I was saying a second ago, when you cleaning around the house and you just walking around and stuff like that, it's so easy for you to just do stuff without really thinking about your body. But when you have the waist trainer on, baby, it keeps you in check. You can't even pick anything up off the floor without thinking about engaging your stomach, because it pretty much forces you to train your stomach and have the correct posture. So we're not using the waist trainer to just shape ourselves and make ourselves look good. We're using the waist trainer as a tool to help our muscles come back together. When you wear the waist trainer, because it's forcing you to engage your core, it's going to burn. It's going to burn. But I love the burn. The burn is so good, okay? Because you know what you're doing is working. So for me personally, the wear time for the waist trainer is 4 to 8 hours. It really just depends on how much of it I can take, because sometimes it really does burn. But when I started out, it was like for 4 hours, and then I worked my way up to 8 hours because it was new for me. I had never worn a waist trainer before. If you have a hard time keeping it on for a long extended amount of hours, I would say definitely wear it during your exercises, non-negotiable. So for a while I was doing my exercises and I started getting stronger, they started getting easier. But the minute I got my waist trainer and I started wearing that and doing my exercises, it felt like day one all over again. The burn was insane and I was so happy. I was like, ugh, let me find out, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like when it burns, it's really digging deep, because that's what it feels like. The burn is so deep in your stomach, and that's how you know when you're going about the exercises the right way, because that's exactly how it's supposed to burn. You're supposed to feel it deep in your core. Your muscles are extremely weak in that area, and you need to feel that. You need it to go deep within, and the waist trainer helps you make sure that you engage your core properly, because if you don't engage your core properly and you do these workouts, you basically be wasting time and not working towards the result that you're actually really trying to get. For the amount of hours, do what works for you, but if it burns too much, you can start off low and then add another hour as the day goes on, but definitely have it on when you're doing your workout. Body conditioning and positioning is so important with healing your mom belly. So there are certain exercises that we are going to avoid because they're just going to make your mom belly worse. The muscles there, I'm sure that you notice when you do certain things, it bulges out and it cones. It's like your stomach gets even bigger. And there are certain workouts that when we do them, it's too much pressure. So basically any exercise that puts that bulge in your stomach or adds too much pressure, you should avoid. Crutches, anything that involves you to twist, like an oblique twist or a Russian twist, push-up, pull-ups, anything that puts too much strain and pressure. Sometimes, like at some point when you get to a certain level of strength, you might be able to do weighted squats and things like that, but for a while you might not even be able to do that, especially if you have a hernia. Hernias with mom bellies are very common because of all of the pressure it takes to push a baby out. And then afterwards, I think some women sometimes too develop them afterwards because we're making our situation worse by doing all these workouts that traditionally are good for calisthenic workouts for other people, but not for us, not for the way our belly is set up right now. So these are some of the main ones that you should avoid when you are in this process and when your belly is not fully healed yet. This also includes planking, some yoga positions that put too much pressure on your abdominal area, and sitting straight up, which is usually what you might do if you're getting out of the bed. And that's called jackknifing. When you just sit straight up, it's always going to be best every time you get out of the bed is turn to your side, slip your feet off the side of the bed, and then come up. Always push yourself up with your arms. Don't just use your core to try to get yourself out of the bed, because even with the right exercises, the more you do these type of movements, these workouts that are not good for you and the healing of your belly, you're working against yourself. As long as you have that coning, you shouldn't be doing these type of workouts. Now when it comes to the actual exercises, they look easy, they really do, but they are tough. They are targeting an area of your body that has such weak muscles. You're going to be sore in other places too. You're definitely going to be sore in your core, but you'll also find yourself sore in your hips, in your thighs, in your quads, sometimes even in your back too. But your back shouldn't be as sore as all of those other muscles, because if your back is sore, that usually means that you're not doing the proper form. So when you are doing these exercises, you need to do that deep breath in and then blow the air out of your mouth to engage your core so that it's hot, warm, like burning. You feel that burning in your stomach. And then your back needs to be flat on the floor, because if you have an arch in your back, then that means that you're using some other muscle to do the work that your core is supposed to be doing. So your back should always be flat on the floor. And there are so many different exercises that you can do. There's hill slides, dead bugs, leg raises, knee raises, toe taps, so many of them. There are 2 channels that I was looking at that had these certain type of videos with the descriptions that you can move along, that I'm happy to recommend y'all. If you want to know, just let me know. I'll link it down below. And so it's going to be important for when you do these exercises, pick the ones that work with your level of strength, because I found that when I did see some videos that showed mom belly safe workouts, they were too hard for me. They would make my belly bulge, or I just straight up didn't feel strong enough to do them. And that's okay. You can always come back around to those workouts later. So even the ones I just listed, like leg raises, can be kind of tough. So if you're too weak in your belly right now, just skip that one and you can do something like heel slides. The main point is for you to get your core tight, to get that proper burn, and for you to activate your core muscles to do these workouts. It's not about the intensity of the exercise you choose to do. It's about the one that you do the most accurately. Have at least 3 exercises that work, that you like, but also give you that good burn with that good form, and do 3 sets of 15 for each one with 30-second breaks in between. Now currently I'm having to do different exercises than the ones that I typically like to do, because sis got a bun in the oven, okay? So I can't lay on my back to do my favorite ones anymore, but there are ones that you can do standing, like knee raises. And so I'm gearing more towards doing those that are more safe for me in this time period. It's really kind of crazy to get snatched like that, and then boom bing bow, you bit by a mosquito, and then you gotta, you know, get snatched up again. But it's cool, because we all gonna be just doing this together, and I think that's so exciting. I think that's so fun. I've been going about things very intentionally this pregnancy, and I'm still smaller than I was at my highest weight so far, not pregnant, which is crazy. And so yeah, being intentional with how I take care of myself and my body and my core while I'm pregnant is a big deal too, to set myself up better for when I am postpartum and it's time to get the belly all the way snatched. Consistency wise, look sis, we already know you gotta be consistent, but we gotta be realistic too. At least 3 days a week is a good place to stand on. 3 to 5 days. You could definitely do 6 days, you could definitely do 7 days if you want to too, but it's good to have at least a day or 2 in between, so that you can give your muscles a break, so that they can have a rest. But 3 days minimum, that's very doable. That's very doable sis. Like we can do 3 days a week, a little 20-minute core workout, but 5 days is definitely a sweet spot. So with all this information, once we have this in place and we are doing these things, which it's okay if you slip up, it's okay if you have to come back to this video, it's okay, because it's a learning process. You're rewiring your whole entire mind towards the way you view your body, you use your body, and connect with your body. So it might take a little bit for this to start becoming more easy and natural to you. It might sound like a lot now, but the more you do it, it's just going to become secondhand nature, and you don't even have to think about it, because your body is just doing what it was created and operated to do in the first place. You know what I mean? It's going to be important for you to take pictures. Please take weekly pictures. If you can't take weekly pictures, at least take pictures every 2 weeks. And I say this because now with weight loss, you can tell sometimes when you look at yourself, or when somebody sees you, you can tell that you're getting smaller. With this, that is not the case. You have been looking at that mom belly for so long, even when it is shrinking by the inch, you're not going to be able to tell, because for a while, even though it's getting smaller, it's going to have that same shape. So because your belly is going to have that same shape, it's going to look the same to you. Now you can use a measuring tape and measure as well. I used to do that, but when I use the measuring tape, I'll only measure once a month, because I really try not to get my mind wrapped up in all the numbers, because it can really make you feel disappointed when you see how the numbers moving. Like you want the numbers to move fast, because you're being consistent and because you're doing all of these things to get these results. So if you just set at least once a month or twice a month to check your numbers, I say that's cool. But the pictures is going to be a big deal, because you cannot fight visuals. It's best practice to take the pictures in the same outfit, so that it'll be easier for you to distinguish when you put the side by sides on your phone so that you can be able to see and compare. You're going to need those pictures. They're going to come through. Sometimes they are annoying to have to do, especially because you can't just go over there and take a picture, and you're going to want to be changing your outfit in order to take the picture. But nothing serves like actually seeing your belly and comparing and seeing the change. And once we get into a rhythm and groove of doing this, sis, be patient. Like, that's what we got to do. Be patient. It's different for everybody, but regardless, this whole process of getting your belly snatched is going to take some months. It's going to take some months. Not for you to see change. Like, you'll see change within a few weeks, but to see the actual full revolution and transformation, it is going to take months. Because you got to understand, first of all, your belly has been stretched out for at least 7 months during the pregnancy, and then however long it took you after you had your baby or babies to start these workouts, it's been stretched out for that long too. So your body really has a lot of work. It really has a lot of cell repair and conditioning to do to really come back together and close those abs and then like tighten up towards your body. So we are going to need to be patient. So to me, I think it's really good when you're going about this process of healing your mom belly is in your patience to just have a mindset switch and understanding that this is me. This is what I do. So I'm a woman that loves herself. I'm a woman that loves her body, and I take care of my womb. I take care of my abdominal muscles. I take care of my body at its core because my body cares for me. It loves me, and it carries me every day. You know what I'm saying? Lakan, when you create the mindset, I'm doing these things on these days because this is just what I do, it becomes a part of your identity, and you're not so pressed or obsessed about seeing a result, because you know, like when you know you're putting the proper things into practice, you know that you're going to get there, so you're not obsessing about it. Like if the Lord comes down right now and tells you, my daughter, my beautiful daughter, this is the list of things that I want you to do for you to heal your mom belly, and once your body comes to the appointed time, all will be healed, all will be well, my child. And then he left. Would you really be sitting there thinking every single day or every single week, is it my time? Is it my time? I mean, I don't know, we're humans, so you might but you would have that reassurance and knowing the Lord told me to do this in this way and that it'll come. So as long as I'm doing all the proper steps, I don't have no reason to really stress about what's happening or what my body is doing, because the Lord said it's going to happen. That's how it is with your belly. When you know that you're doing all these things, really please don't stress about you not seeing anything or that it's not working, because I promise you, as long as you are feeding your body well, you have the water, you're doing the correct workouts, avoiding the incorrect workouts, being intentional with the way that you hold your body, that you feel the burn in the correct area of your body, and you're doing this work consistently, you're going to get the results. Like, period. You're going to get them. We're mamas. We do a lot. Sometimes we might have the energy but be so tired that we feel like we can't put that 15 minutes towards this workout right now. And that's okay. But you have to commit to at least 3 days a week. And if you can do more than that, yes, let's go. Wonderful. But you got to be realistic. We really do a lot. We juggle a lot. Whether you have 1 or you have 7. We're busy. Like, we're doing stuff. Our time is filled in with other things, and it's so easy for us to put ourselves last. It's so easy for us to make sure everybody else looks good, everybody else is taken care of, using all of our energy to the last itty bitty bottom drop of the cup. So you'll have those days, but we just cannot allow every single day to be like that. We have to have some balance. I had a period of time where I was doing these workouts every single day. I was doing these workouts every single day for at least like 3 months straight, and then, you know, life started lifing like it always do, and I ended up falling down to 3 days a week. But I was so serious. I was so serious about getting my body together. I was so serious about not going under the knife, and even with me dropping down to my 3 days a week, my body continued to do what it was doing, because at that point I had already trained it for us to get to the destination. You're gonna get to the destination. We're gonna get to the destination. It doesn't matter how many children you have, how many years apart they are, if you're pregnant right now or if you're about to be pregnant, we can get that snatch back. We just have to work a lot harder than a lot of other people. But we mamas, we do this whether we want to or not, honestly. So You can do it, we can do it, and we're gonna be doing it together, and I'm so excited about it. Welcome to everybody new that's here. Y'all can call me Gabby. I don't want to waste time, you know, I don't want to waste y'all time. We doing stuff, we got goals, we busy. So that's why I don't say my name in the beginning. I say my name sometimes when I'm referring to myself, the things I say when I'm thinking out loud. But welcome, I'm so happy you are here. I'm excited. Yes, we have a good time around here. We learn, we heal, we grow, we praise God, and that's what we do, okay? We're gonna be moving into our next group series on our next topic. That's it for now. I love y'all so much, and until the next one, peace and love.